Hello, this is Kyle Van Hook, and I'm here to show you my C++ final project. Uh, when I was making this, I decided that I wanted to try and take a hand at doing a blackjack game, or at least a modified version. It doesn't have like the king, the queen, the jack card, or the ace cards, but it's just a simple game of blackjack. And at the start, it gives you an introduction. It tells you the rules. Like, this is a modified version of blackjack. There's only 10 cards. The goal, of course, is to get as close to 21 as possible. Getting exactly 21 equals an instant win, as long as it's not a tie. And going over 21 means a loss. And we immediately start out. And we are dealt two random numbers of both the dealer and the player. Not me. The dealer starts out with two numbers, and once we stand, he'll start to draw cards until he has a value that's equal to 17 or greater. But we have 4, so let's play hand. Alright, we have 14. We could stand, but I think I'm going to hit one more time. Oh. And we got 21. Instant win. Let's play again. So, dealer has 8. We have 8. Let's do another. We have 9. Let's do another. We have 17, right? Yeah, 17. I think this is as close as we can get. And as you can see, the dealer started with 8. We drew 2 more cards. So the next card was 14, which is, 4, which is 12. And he's still underneath 17, so he's going to draw another card. And this one's 8. So he has 20, so he wins. And we can continue to keep playing. But I think that's a good enough show of how this works. I can also just show that this does have some registration for, like, if you put the wrong thing in. Not accepting input, try again. Let's press 0. And it says thanks for playing. Alright, and that's pretty much how my program worked. This is just one big CPP file because I didn't know if I wanted to put it in a header file. But it's, I guess to kind of show you, here's the intro and the game rules. Here's the do while statement that, this is a whole big thing. So this do while statement is basically to repeat the entire game once it's finished. We start out, both the dealer and the player start out with a hand amount of 0. We clear the list for both player and the dealer. And then for both the player and the dealer, we're going to just deal both of them a card each. Then we will check the hand amount and update it. And then we're going to go into the actual game phase. Where in this case, we only have 2. The dealer only has 2 cards. The player only has, he should only have as many as he needs. But once he gets there, we're going to ask him if they hit or stand. The player will enter their answer. And this also has a validation input. But we go, instead of like a if statement or a do while, down below, we decided to do a switch state. I decided to do a switch statement because it was just easier. If they hit 1, they'll basically deal another card. It'll say the player draws a card and it'll break. If it's 2, we will do change the B is finishable to true, and that will basically end the drawing phase. And anything else other than that is an invalid input. Then we will check the player hand amount and the dealer hand amount. And if the player hand amount is less than 21 and the dealer hand amount is less than 21, and B is finished equals false, we'll continue to do this until one of those things is not true. But anyways, once that's done, we'll reset the B is finished rule. The dealer will, provided that this isn't 21, provided that neither the player or the dealer have won with 21, or neither of them have busted, the dealer will call or deal some more cards to himself until he gets 17. They'll reveal the hands. We'll display all the we'll display the cards, or the list of cards in the deck. And then here's just all the ending statements. Like if both the player and the dealer have 21, if both of them have more than 21, if the dealer and the hand amount, if the dealer and the player have the equal hand amount, then it's a draw. Let's see, if the dealer has 21, the player hand amount is less than 21, the dealer will win. Vice versa for the player, so on and so forth. The dealer has 121, he busts out. The player has 121, he busts out. There's that. And then we'll ask if the player wants to play again. And this is another validation input, just to make sure that they actually put in a valid answer. And then if player answer doesn't equal 0, then we'll just continue this. But assuming that it is 0, then that's the end of the program. Below are some of the functions: the intro, the game rules, play again. Deal just takes a reference to a vector list, where we're randomizing an index each time, and then we're pushing a random index onto the deck. Deal both basically does the same, except for two decks at once. Check hand amount iterates through a list, and basically adds the deck to the amount and then returns the amount. And display deck will this one's my favorite because I wanted to have some way to show that that the cards are actually there instead of just numbers. So it will check if the card is more than 9, it'll do like 2 spaces and like 3 spaces here and then 2 more there to basically make it wider. And if it's anything else, then it'll just be 3 spaces. That way it can be smaller, or that way you can either have a wider or a smaller card, depending on whether or not there are 2 values, because 10 is the highest number. This is for the sides. Either way, it's pretty much the same. I think it's the same either way. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. And then this is basically just reiteration of the top part, but for the bottom. And the dealer deck pretty much does the same. But we basically just go through it. And yeah. That's basically everything. Yeah, I think that's everything I could show you. This one was actually a pretty interesting project. Kind of irritating because there were small little issues with these endings, because sometimes the player would win, but it would say that the player lost and the dealer won. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for staying. Have a good day. Bye bye.